Today we are going to be talking about racism in Spain. And the first clips that we're going to watch comes in three sections. The arrival, the experience, and what the Spanish people have to say about it. And then we're going to dig in a little bit deeper.
Nothing nice to us.
Welcome to a day in the life of a girl who quit her job to live a soft life in Europe, except it has been far from a soft life. It's been a hard knock life. So starting with my friends leaving after spending my first week with me in Spain and realizing I'm all alone halfway across the world for the next year, to trying to find an apartment and realizing that my Duolingo streak was not going to cut it for a year in Spain.
Hola, ya me puedes solicitar.
To also realizing that just like the South in America, the South of Spain is quite racist. And then let's talk about how this taxi driver refused to pick me and my friends up once he saw that we were Black and Asian. And then me and my roommate found the perfect apartment and almost signed a contract until we turned in our passport photos and the landlord realized we were Black and changed her mind, which is a story for another day. But despite all the challenges, I already quit my job and I only got a one-way ticket to Spain, so we're just gonna pray it gets better and make the best of it. Tomorrow I start my new job here, so stay tuned for more of my life abroad.
Okay, so clearly I moved to Spain expecting some type of racism or microaggressions. Like, I did my research. I knew about the reputation that Spain and Italy have for being racist. So I kind of expected some, but nothing could have prepared me for just how it felt to be in that situation. The first thing, and some people this may not bother them, but it's staring. I feel like they made me feel like an alien with the staring. When I first got there, and again, I expected this as well because I travel a lot, so I'm used to people staring, especially like, when I look good. I don't blame you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm used to that. But in Spain, they have a mean stare. And where I come from, if you stare at someone, I take that as aggression. I take that as you have a problem with me. So like that puts me on edge. Like, what are you staring at? What is your problem with me? Like, to the point where I would stare back and they still be staring. In a lot of places in Spain, when they see an attractive Black woman, they just assume that you're a prostitute. So there was a lot of comments that were made, things that were said about me, or even just the way a man would approach me as a Black woman was just very disrespectful, and it was very over-sexualized. I need y'all to understand the level of staring. I worked in a smaller town, and literally on my way, like when I would cross the street, I didn't even have to I could cross the street during the green light. People would stop because people would stop to stare at me anyway. People would open their mouths. There was a time where someone snuck a picture of me. It was crazy. And then on the other end, if I'm not being stared at and just feel like all attention's on me, I feel like I was being very ignored or pushed to the side. There'll be times where I would go to the grocery store and ask a question, or even be in line, and then the older woman would think she could just come in front of me and treat you like, oh, you're not there or you're not important. That happens a lot and people will accept it. I'll be in the grocery store about to be in line, someone would be just come put their stuff in front of me, and the clerk or the cashier would just be like. What makes it more frustrating is the fact that I don't really speak great Spanish. My Spanish wasn't enough to stand up for myself, so that's very frustrating.
A lot of Spaniards and whoever else have been in my comments talking about, oh, this didn't happen because you're Black, it's because you're an entitled, ignorant American, don't come to my country. And my thing is so you're okay with not discriminating me because I'm Black, but discriminating me because I'm American. That makes it better. So xenophobia is better than racism is what you're saying. And then on top of that, I'm a little spicy or whatever, that's fine. But then people are like, yeah, you have an attitude. I can tell you have an attitude. I can just see it from the way you talk. So again, you're defining what a microaggression is in my comments where I'm talking about my experience dealing with this stuff, and you're denying it by saying that, no, it's because you have an attitude or it's because you're American. Is it not just me? I feel like that's crazy. So again, you have a preconception about a group of people, and it's a negative preconception, and you're assuming I'm ignorant or entitled. That is discrimination. That is a microaggression. You're assuming things about people. Do y'all not understand how this makes sense? You can be not racist, but still xenophobic. Then my thing is, why are you so defensive? People just decide that I'm attacking them. And my thing is, if you feel the need to get so defensive, you have to ask yourself, why am I getting so triggered by this? Meaning you've probably heard it before. Hence why you want to defend it, right? And why have we heard it so many times before? Why are my comments flooding with people telling me that, oh, I dealt with racism so bad when I went to Spain, I would never go there again? Sometimes you really got to sit and reflect, what is the issue, right? I'm not going to lie, the comments were affecting me at one point, but then I had to sit and reflect, these people are really mad. Why are they mad? it has to be a reason why they're mad. And then I'm like, all these negative comments are running my engagement up at the end of the day. Yeah, with that being said, I will continue to talk about my experience. Honestly, stay mad and keep commenting because you're bringing my audience right to me and I love it. So thank you. Gracias.
Those were her experiences in Spain. We're also going to take a look at other females' experiences when it comes to the racism side of it and how it makes them feel and what that looks like.
From now on, whenever I'm traveling and people are staring at me, I'm not going to act awkward anymore. Now I'm staring back. You staring at me, I'm staring at you. You looking at me, I'm looking at you. Now we both feel uncomfortable.
They will never let you forget that you're not from here. And a lot of Spaniards that I see online, they're like, oh, Spain is not that racist, not that racist. I get stared at all the time, every time I leave my house, by anyone. And I'm not talking about like a little extended glance. I'm talking about, like, didn't your parents ever teach you that it's rude to stare? Like, I get stared at in New York too, but it's a different kind of stare here. Like, it's a stare where you know it's because you're black and they're looking at you like you're some kind of alien or something. But it's not just that. I remember I went to a restaurant with my black friend and my Hispanic friend, and I had a reservation. We were on time for the reservation. We came and we were the only people online. A couple other people joined the line after, right? And they got seated before us.
When I first arrived, there were quite a lot of stairs, like to the point, neck broken, like, oh my gosh, no, I have to move, hold on. But like necks breaking, I've had several questions like, where are you from? And I'm like, America, no, where are you really from? To this like fascination, I've had, people come up to me and be like, wow, your face is so pretty, like you're just, it's more like exotic. Also, of course, with the men, very like sexualized, hypersexualized, almost this exotic being that they've never seen before. I won't go too in depth with that, but just, if you get it, you get it. Definitely quite an experience. But yes, the stares, just absurd. Also kind of like, I've had a few people who tried to like touch my hair as well and like are always in my space.
We've gathered what racism looks like in Spain and what the experiences is like. Now we're going to take a look at the dating scene and what a lot of black females are looking for in Spain when it comes to dating and what it looks like for them, who they're dating, and overall just get an idea of what that looks like as well.
Really moved to Europe so that I could run smack dab right into my husband. Okay, dating in America, complete shit show. Did it for years, been there, done that. Just completely a no for me, pass. I moved to Cannes like a week ago. I'm a week old here, and y'all, I can't even tell you the amount of shit that has happened to me in the last week. Okay, so please know that I'm going to refer to something that's called an opportunity zone, which you desperately need to know about if you are single and you're looking for your mister, okay? Opportunity zones are places where wealthy men frequent, okay? So I moved here. Within 2 or 3 days, I was inside of opportunity zones. This whole city in itself is an opportunity zone, okay? So now we got 2 opportunity zones, one inside the other one. I am at an art gallery. I'm on a corner and I'm looking at this work of art. Well, guess who comes to art galleries? Hello, do I need to spell this out? I don't think so. So I'm standing there. This guy, yay big, okay, I'm 6'1" in all fairness, but yay big. He comes up behind me and I'm like, oh, excuse me, sir, right? And he's like, which one do you want? And I looked at him before I understood like what was happening. And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna pull you over there. I showed him which one that I wanted. So he says, he's like, I'm gonna get it for you. He's like, but there's a thing. And I was like, okay, oh Jesus, here we go. He's like, I wanna be your slave. I'm sorry, the record literally stops in my brain. You wanna be my what? You said this to a black person? Oh my God, but okay. Tables turn. This sounds nice. America could never.
Black females don't understand, or shall I say don't want to understand, that they are more sexualized than actually wanted.
I'm literally living my best life right now. The dates are dating composer, artist, doctor, finance, pilot. The list continues. The list goes on. I've had a date like every single week. I've had a date every single week that I have been in Europe without fail, sometimes 2 or 3 dates in 1 week. I don't date in Florida because I don't find any of the guys interesting in Florida, but the guys here are so dateable in Spain. Like, they just have a fun, they're just fun. There's things to do other than just going out for drinks, even though that is something that they do a lot here. Just got asked out on a date tomorrow for Friday. Now, before any of y'all start getting on my ass, I am still talking to Noah, but what do they say? Never let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband. But also, he never asked me to be his girlfriend. Remember, we were only dating for 2 months right before I left. And until I get back to Europe and we pick up where we left off, we are not a couple. Until somebody asks me to be their girlfriend, I am no one's girlfriend. So before any of the yada yada in the comments.
A lot of people, my friends, have asked me, like, since I moved here, what kind of attention do Black women get dating in Europe? So, hop to the dating apps. I've gotten a lot of really interesting comments. I message a lot of men in Spanish, so a lot of men have straight up like felt the need to point out that I'm morena, which is brown, which is like, yeah, that's like not offensive, but also it's like, that's like me saying, yeah, you're like medium ugly, but here we are. One guy I was talking to from Argentina, we were having a great conversation. Out of the blue, he goes, I love your hair. I'm like, yes, thank you. And then he said something along the lines of like, I have an unbearable need to touch it. Red flag, leave me alone, leave me alone. I had 2 guys request to follow me on Instagram and send me the exact same message that was like, it's better to message you here. Are we part of a call? Why are y'all sending me?
So I'm dating in Barcelona. It's been very interesting. Couple things that I've noticed though. One, most men will talk to you for weeks on an app without actually meeting you in person. It's fascinating, not what I'm used to. Don't like that part. Also, I told myself that since I'm here, I'm going to try and do something outside of the ordinary. I'm going to date outside of my comfort zone. I am going to, talk to some exotic men. Pretty much I'm talking to bald men now.
There's a pattern when Black females travel to these European and Asian countries that they think they can somehow override what society generally sees them as. Just because you can be able to travel to these countries doesn't mean that their society or their country is going to accustom itself for you and your needs. Regardless of how you feel and your experiences in Western society, even though Europe is Western society, but America and the UK, racism is very different. So when you go to places like Spain, you need to understand they already have a bias and a stereotype against you. That's just a natural reaction that a lot of Black females don't really actually elaborate when they're talking about going to these places and these countries either. And even when they're promoting interracial relationships and being able to go on different dates with different men like pilots and chefs and doctors and artists, what you are saying is none of them have actually made you their girlfriend. None of them have actually made you their wife. They've either just taking you on a date or just sleeping with you. It don't matter who he is, how much money he has, and what occupation he does. It doesn't change the fact that he only sees you as a sex symbol. There is a issue that a lot of Black females are going through. It's this entitlement mindset that they carry everywhere they go, even in these European countries. I'm not stating that they deserve racism, but I do think there's an entitlement in how you believe other cultures and other people should treat you when you're not even from there or have anything to do with how they live their life. And somehow expect them to change their system for you. It doesn't work that way. And that's the entitlement mindset I do believe a lot of these Black females have when they do travel to these countries. I'm your hostess, Reminute Princess. These are my last thoughts. This is really how I see it, I'm not gonna go to a foreign country and somehow expect them to treat me how I want to be treated. I am a foreigner in that country. I cannot change their system, their mindset, and their stereotype. All I can do is do what I can do to benefit my community and benefit my ecosystem and do what I can do for my family. A lot of Black females don't think that way. And that's the entitlement. Instead of you putting in the work and where you need to put in so you can be able to do better for yourself and your community, you expect others to do that for you. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.